Guys, we're botching. We keep botching this. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me, guys? What's wrong with me? Anyways, what I was saying was thank you all for being here with me tonight. I appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's show. Shout out to the VIP in the chat. We got Tattoo Nick, Justin, Denisha, Austin. We got Cedric. We got Cody. What's up, everybody? Hopefully you guys are all having a great night. Very, we're good now, right? Cool. Shout out to Playa B and Bone Crate for the subscription. Appreciate it. If you guys haven't clicked that subscribe button, go ahead and do so. We gained over 600 subscribers today, guys. We are super close to hitting 41,000. So if you haven't clicked subscribe, go ahead and do so. If you guys want your questions read on stream, a way to guarantee that your questions or comments will be read is through Super Chat. As always, a nice little reminder, I do not run ads while I am live on the live stream. So this way you guys can have it completely uninterrupted. So if you guys want to drop a Super Chat, go ahead. It's going to pop up on the screen. Hopefully you guys are all doing great. I see a very, very interesting comment in the chat. It's something I kind of wanted to point out. Graham Cripps says, no continuation of storylines from All Out means I just wasted my money on the last pay-per-view. Well, I think the biggest concern is now we know Jericho and Danielson are going to wrestle again next week on Dynamite. So if you paid $50 for AEW All Out for that match, you're going to get it for free on TV next week, which is a little bit of a disappointment. But I understand I'm going to cut Tony Khan some slack tonight because obviously he has met with a very difficult situation. It definitely feels like they are clicking the reset button. So, like I said, I'll cut them some slack. You know, obviously the Elite, CM Punk, they're removed from the intro. No mention of them tonight. The titles were vacated. We still don't know what the hell is happening there entirely. I did make a video on it earlier tonight. If you guys didn't watch that video, make sure you guys check it out. So, yes, as much as I would like to be a little bit more critical in my analysis of tonight's show, I got to be honest with you guys. I don't feel like that is fair to Tony Khan and AEW. I don't. As far as booking goes, things were pretty logical. I do like this the story that they're telling, obviously, with Daniel Garcia, Wheeler Yuta, and Bryan Danielson. That intrigues the hell out of me. But if I could be honest, too, where I kind of saw some disappointment tonight, the world was anticipating a couple raps from Max Caster. Swerve completely interrupted him, so that was kind of bullshit. But it is what it is. So, guys, part of these live shows that I'm doing, I want it to be an all-around discussion on things happening in wrestling, whatever you guys want to talk about today, so keep that in mind. Yeah, I mean, overall, the show was decent. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything that made me jump out of my seat and get excited for the future of AEW. I think it's very, very difficult for me to critique tonight's show, just based on the fact that there's just a lot of things happening right now. And it's unfortunate that the drama has definitely seeped through, and the drama has definitely become a talking point for this company. People are talking about the drama more than they're talking about the booking, more than we are talking about the storylines at play. I feel like that is a terrible thing for AEW. And hopefully AEW could get through this very quickly. I will tell you guys my prediction as far as what I believe will happen to CM Punk. I think tonight was very telling that there is a lot more at stake here with the CM Punk situation. And I think Tony Khan, being that he was in a bad spot tonight, I think it's important for me to talk about that, and I will. And I think I really want to point this out too. There is a lot to talk about when it comes to this drama, so I'm going to use this time to do so. First and foremost, Tattoo Nick dropped a $4.99 super chat. Do you think Punk will be fired, and will Garcia join the BCC? Do I think Punk will be fired, my friend? Yes, and we are going to talk about that. I do think Punk is going to be fired. I will be very shocked if CM Punk is not fired. I believe in this situation, Tony Khan is in a very difficult situation. He has a very difficult decision to make but I think he is going to make that decision, and I will explain why in just a moment. Do I think Garcia will join the BCC? Strangely enough, I feel like the BCC is not going to be a long-lasting group. Tonight kind of gave me this feeling with everything happening in this group and in this company. I think they are going to press the reset button. I think we'll see Bryan Danielson and Garcia do some stuff. I think we're going to see a rift between Bryan and Yuta and Moxley, and I think it's going to implode. Thank you again, Tattoo Nick, for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Shout out to Austin Baker for becoming a member for 12 months. You are a real one. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Drop those Ango 316 emojis. Yes, I will get those shirts made too because I see a lot of people are talking about it. So we will do that as well. Albert Ponce dropped a $5 super chat and says, finally, the Acclaimed are going to get belts, and Lee not coming out with Swerve means we get that feud next. I think the setup for that is Grand Slam. And it is very clear that this crowd loves the Acclaimed. It is very clear that the crowd in Chicago love the Acclaimed. I think it is time for the Acclaimed to get their spot. And truth be told, Swerve and Keith Lee going into a feud is one that I think is ultimately the right move. I think tonight we kind of saw a little bit of a tease with that, right? Obviously, Lee not coming out with Swerve means we get that feud next. I would agree with you, my friend. Albert, I would agree with you. And I think Acclaimed getting those tag belts will complete the reset for AEW. And that's exactly what we are looking to see. Shout out to Juan Garza and Brian Haynes for subscribing. Thank you both. I appreciate it. Albert Ponce dropped another $2 super chat. Death Triangle finally giving love much deserved. Yes, my friend, that is very accurate. And I am happy about that. I am not going to lie. Death Triangle deserved the win. I thought the match was exceptional. You can watch AEW and you just know off the rip there's going to be certain people in a match, and I think you're going to when you watch this match, or watch these matches with the roster that they have, you just know that it's going to be incredible. And tonight we saw Bryan Danielson have a pay-per-view worthy match. Obviously a pay-per-view worthy match with Hangman Page. And I think, though, that trios match was pay-per-view worthy. I am intrigued on seeing what happens next in this situation, though, with the Best Friends, because they are 3 years into this company. They haven't won tag titles. Orange Cassidy might be going for the All-Atlantic Championship. And truth be told, I don't know if this is something that I like to see, but I think maybe even Best Friends at one point break up. And I just feel like at this point, since they've been in AEW, they haven't been doing too much. They're on TV occasionally. Sometimes they have big programs, but Tony Khan never pulls the trigger with them, and it makes me a little bit concerned, and I won't lie to you. Thank you, Albert Ponce, for your $2 super chat. Appreciate it, my friend. Shout out to Jonathan Galipsy for subscribing. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that as well. Guys, if you haven't slammed that like button, go ahead and do so. We got 300 to 400 people watching live at this very second. Let's get over 100 likes on this stream because we are going to talk, and I want to make it very clear. Going forward on these streams, we're uncensored. We're unfiltered. We're not scripting our shit. We're going to talk from the heart, with emotion, with passion, because that's what pro wrestling needs. And I think as a community, we need to come together and say what we need to say. And I think a lot of people are anticipating me being negative about AEW tonight. But for what a bad situation that we saw tonight, I would like to say that Tony Khan actually did a good job tonight. And I think that is very clear by the reaction from fans. And I'm going to explain why I think Tony Khan did a good job. I want to give a shout out to Myra for dropping a 20 bomb. Oh my goodness. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to top Myra. Honestly, she's still like the super chat queen. Myra dropping the $20 super chat in honor of Death Triangle winning the trios titles. Hashtag if you know, you know. And I'm sure you're happy about that. You know, we just talked about it recently on stream. We talked about Penta and Rey Fénix not being given these. They should be given better opportunities in this company. They should be given better chances in this company. They haven't. You know, I think it is very clear that this company has kind of dropped the ball with them. However, tonight, if this is the big reset for AEW, if this is the great reset for AEW, then they made the right decision by giving those belts to Rey Fénix, Pac, and Pentagon. Penta. Thank you, Myra, for the 20 bomb. I appreciate you. You are a sweetheart. Thank you. Albert dropped another $5 super chat. This is a really bad situation for TK, but a reset, while not ideal under these circumstances, might be the best thing for AEW. Rally the troops together. And Albert, you're 100% right on the money. Right 100% on the money. And I think this was, you can tell, there was some promos. Jericho backstage. This is my company. Jon Moxley's promo. There was a fire. There was a passion. It almost felt like they were taking shots. It sounded like they were taking shots at all the people responsible for the drama. And I want to say that it was very good that they did that. I think Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho, either one of them could be the next world champion. After what I saw tonight, if you don't want to put the belt on Bryan Danielson at the pay-per-view Grand Slam event, I am totally okay with AEW giving it to Jon Moxley or Chris Jericho. Because as they reset this company, as they are trying to improve their company, okay, as they're trying to do so, you need to have a champion who is recognizable, and I think you need to have a champion who can lead this locker room. There is an etiquette of being a champion when you are in a company, and you need to carry yourself like a champion. And what we saw from CM Punk was utterly embarrassing. 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 I don't care what drama there is. I don't care what it is. I don't care who wants to defend CM Punk here. I felt like that night ruined a lot of things for AEW, and that was selfish. And I honestly believe that what Tony Khan did tonight, if he continues to focus on stories, if he continues to get this company back on track, Tony Khan will not need CM Punk, and he will not need the Elite. And I know that's going to piss people off. I know people are going to say they need the Elite. I know they say that they need CM Punk, and maybe they do to a certain certain point, right? Maybe they do. But what I will not tolerate is, and this is me as a fan, because I will tell you guys, tonight I was not interested in AEW. I won't lie to you. I was watching that Tony Khan announcement, and this type of drama that's seeping through on television, it's leading to a point where the product is affected by it. It makes it very difficult to be a fan. Okay? It makes it very difficult to be a fan because the backstage drama should never, ever, ever get to the point where it impacts the product. Wardlow dropped a promo, and that was a reminder. Okay? That was a reminder. So ultimately, I do agree. This was a good chance at resetting the product. From a storyline perspective, no, I don't think AEW delivered the best stories tonight. But at the end of the day, I said I would cut them some slack because of the situation at hand. Thank you again, Albert, for the $5 super chat. Shout out to Barker Lewis, can't lose. Super chatting $1.99. No comments associated with that, but thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Cody dropping a $4.99 super chat. My question is, are you still excited for the new upcoming AEW video game? And with the drama, is there anything going to change with it? That's a freaking amazing question, Cody. I will be honest with you. I don't know what to expect here. But if I was AEW, if I have the opportunity right now, I would remove them from the cover. I would. And I know that's going to piss people off. And I know from a business perspective, it might hurt them. But that behavior is just disappointing. It's disappointing. It's a bad look for the company at a time where AEW absolutely does not need it. WWE has been improving their product to the point where fans are starting to enjoy WWE again. And I'm being very serious when I say this. AEW tonight kind of felt like AEW in the beginning. If WWE can do so, I believe WWE is going to be absolutely incredible. And I think AEW will be absolutely incredible. And we are going to enjoy wrestling as fans. Thank you again, Cody, for the super chat. I appreciate you. We got another super chat for $4.99 from Zachary. Great show given the circumstances. Can you please explain, though, why Mox and Jericho didn't have to fight to qualify for the tournament? It doesn't seem fair. I don't know. There wasn't logic behind it, and as much as I want to complain about it, I'm not going to because, like I said, we are in a situation right now with AEW. There is obviously a lot of things that are causing issues for this company. You can't expect them to be perfect right now. I don't know if they explained it. I don't think they did. But Jon Moxley was the previous champion. I have no problem with him getting the early advancement. As far as Chris Jericho goes, I feel like those two guys have been locker room leaders for the company. If that's a reward for their hard work and trying to get things straightened out in this company, I'm totally fine with it. Thank you, Zachary, for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate you. Shout out to Michael Robinson, who subscribed. I appreciate that. We got another super chat. This one came from Skywalker Club, $4.99. Bryan Danielson deserves it. He gives everything, and he doesn't have to. 100%. And I think a lot of credit needs to go to Bryan Danielson. I thought that match he had with Hangman Page tonight was wonderful. I really did. I thought that was a pay-per-view level match on free TV. And I believe in this situation, when you are AEW and you put those type of matches on TV, that's wonderful. Now what Tony Khan needs to do is he needs to get Bryan Danielson in a major storyline. It appears tonight that seems to be the case. We're continuing Daniel Garcia, Wheeler Yuta, Chris Jericho. I'm interested in that. But I do want to see Bryan Danielson at the top. I don't want to see him like sitting around doing nothing. You know what I mean? And obviously they're doing something with him. So shout out to Skywalker Club for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate it. Tattoo Nick dropped a super chat for $19.99. Myra, I'm coming for you. Tattoo Nick, you're hilarious, dude. You know, you have a chance to ask me pretty much anything in these super chats, and instead you would rather take shots at Myra. Absolutely funny. I love it. But thank you for the $19.99 super chat. You are the man, my friend. We got a super chat for $1.99 from Barker. Lewis can't lose. Again, Tony needs to let JR shape the roster. If there's somebody who can help him shape the roster, I definitely believe Tony Khan has a great asset in Jim Ross. Jim Ross obviously has a lot of experience with that, historically speaking, with WWE. I am totally for that. I have no issues with that whatsoever. In fact, I agree with you 100% of the way. Barker, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate it. We got a couple new subscriptions and members. DoseMate23 has subscribed. Thank you, DoseMate. I appreciate that. Garth D. Guzman has become a member. Shout out to you, Garth. I appreciate you becoming a member. If you're not in the Discord server, make sure you join. The link is in the description below. When you become a member, you also get VIP access in the Discord, and you get early access to the Slam 24 hours early. So make sure you definitely do that. Myra dropped a 50 bomb. Holy shit. Myra, shout out to you, dropping a 50 bomb. Okay, let's reset this. I'm excited for what is to come. And yes, finally, the Lucha Bros hold gold again. I'm excited to see these guys next weekend. I am too. And I hope that Tony Khan understands with the Lucha Bros and Death Triangle. I hope he realizes he has something special. And there's a lot of great matches he could put together. But I want to see some storylines with them. Let's make those trios titles really good. You know what I mean? I think that's important. Let's make those things really good. If you can push those trios titles as a very important title in the company, while not forgetting those tag team belts, not only are you going to get really good like matches, right? You're going to get really good matches, but you're going to get people to support these people for even after they lose the title. Because when Hangman Page lost the title, what happened? You know, when Sammy Guevara lost the title, what happened? When Britt Baker lost the title, what happened? You don't want momentum to stop for these people after they lose the title. That's always been a concern of mine when watching AEW. I feel like the Lucha Bros deserve it. I love the fact that Pac is there. It's so unfortunate that House of Black as a trios is no longer a thing, but I think AEW did make the right call here. Myra, thank you again for the 50 bomb. That is absolutely incredible. Thank you. We got another super chat from Garth D. Guzman, $20 super chat. Thank you, Garth. I appreciate that. TK needs to reset the product, and I agree with that 100%. And I want to make it very clear, today it kind of sounded like AEW, while not necessarily actually resetting the product, it kind of seemed like they did. The pace was phenomenal. You had good wrestling matches. We got to get to the storytelling. Some aspects of the show had it. Some aspects of the show didn't. But it's okay. Again, we're going to cut some slack for AEW considering the circumstances. Tony Khan is going to need some time to figure out what plans he wants to put in place. This obviously screwed up a lot of it. Keep in mind, we still don't have Adam Cole back. I wonder where he fits in the picture. So it's a lot to look forward to, and I'm excited about that. But yes, I agree. We need to see a reset. I'm all for it. Garth, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. James Gypsy Nagy has super chatted $2 without a comment. Thank you, James, for that. I appreciate it. Shout out to Ob McDonald for subscribing. Justin Kennington dropped a $5 super chat. The Shield is the greatest faction in WWE history because they had the best debut and heel turn ever, and I am intrigued for your answer for the Slam. Justin, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, my friend. However, I do also want to let you know very clearly, and this is going to be really cool, I have been planning out this segment for the Slam episode 2. I think you're going to love it. So I am happy for you to watch that when it drops. Thank you, Justin, for the $5 super chat. We got more super chats, more subscriptions. Albert Ponce dropping a $5 super chat. Super chat battles are back. LOL, by the way, my gear has shipped. Pics in Discord when I get them. Albert, when you get those pics, you got to drop them. You got to show me the pics. I want to see you in the gear. I want to see you look fresh with the Ango merchandise. Guys, if you're not aware, Ango.live. www.ango.live. You could be as cool as Albert Ponce and so many others. Get yourself some merchandise. We got some cool stuff. If you buy the merch, it supports me greatly, and you get to look good in my clothes, and very, very cool. Albert, thank you for the $5 super chat. I guess super chat battles are back. Shout out to Kevin, who subscribed. Kevin doesn't have a last name, but Kevin did subscribe. And it looks, whoa, holy shit. Okay, so you guys have been going off on the chat and going off in the alerts. I didn't even see this. Tattoo Nick dropped a $100 super chat. Holy shit. Tattoo Nick says Bryan Danielson knows how to look good and put other talent over. What he is doing with Garcia is great, and there you go, Myra. Holy shit. Oh my god. You guys are absolutely insane. Literally, no, like legitimately insane. You guys are pretty damn insane. That's not even a joke. So yeah, let's run it back for a second. Yes, Bryan Danielson knows how to make other people look good. He does that continuously. And I think when you watch AEW and you watch the show with or without booking or good storylines, Bryan Danielson cares to give back to the industry. And that is something that I absolutely love. And the fact that he does that so well, and the fact that he helps out people and makes people look good, he is a wrestler's wrestler, man. He wants this industry to strive and do more. And, you know, one of the biggest things I got to tell you guys, I got to be honest, this is why I'm so pissed off about the drama in AEW, because there is a lot of people who could benefit from working with Kenny and the Bucks and CM Punk. That's embarrassing. You know, I think a lot of people are going to be looking at the ratings for the next few weeks, and we're going to get a real understanding. I don't know at this point, man. I don't know what to expect going forward with this, but the drama was unnecessary, man. It was unnecessary. And I feel like we have gotten to a point where guys like Bryan Danielson, guys like CM Punk, they're different. Bryan Danielson, I feel like, my perspective, looking from the outside in, I feel like Bryan Danielson cares about the overall product and the overall industry. I think CM Punk historically has spoken so much about improving the business or improving the industry, but for some reason, when it comes down to the drama, it always goes back to him and everything is about him. There's levels to this. Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho, those are three leaders who spoke up in the talent meeting apparently today. They had a talent meeting. Those three were the ones trying to get this company back on track. Props to them. Congratulations to them, and congratulations to Tony Khan for securing three people who genuinely care about their product, because everything else that we saw, I felt like was an embarrassment, and that is unfortunate, and that sucks, and that is absolutely crazy, okay? We cannot sit here and deny. Punk did not bring drama. He brings the drama. Look at that media scrum. Nobody asked him about anything. He's the one who went into it. Whatever emotions you have, man, you got to handle that backstage, privately. You don't handle that on camera. Obviously, he could have brought this up anytime. He has social media. If he wanted to, there's a reason why he did it in front of everybody at the media scrum. I don't understand why. I didn't like it. I thought it took away from a lot of things, and it's unfortunate. Tattoo Nick, I don't know if anybody will ever be able to top that super chat, my friend. Thank you very much. Thank you. Seriously, that is incredible of you. I appreciate you immensely. I also want to give a shout out to Luke Wade, who became a member. Absolutely incredible, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Again, Luke, Wade, if you're not in the Discord server, make sure you join the Discord server. You get VIP access. You're definitely not going to want to ignore that. So, appreciate that a ton. Thank you so much. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me see. I got a notification. I want to read this and see what it is. It's so hard to keep up with the chat and everything at the same time. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Shout out to Carlos Jose Villalobos. Villa Lobos. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm sorry. Big Booty Trudy and PJ Anderson. Thank you 3 for subscribing. I greatly appreciate that. You guys are all awesome. All 3 of you. Thank you. What is going on here? All right, let's take a look at the chat. There's a lot of stuff happening. I think we're all caught up on super chats and member shoutouts. If I missed you, please let me know in the chat. Kyle Barnett says in the chat, Punk is pushing talent away and is becoming a cancer in AEW. The guy was pushed like RVD in 2010 at TNA, yet hasn't done great ratings, and his feuds have been MJF to Adam Page suffered with Punk. I mean, I think it's a trickle down effect, right? Like one behavior, one thing kind of affects other things. It's like a domino effect, you know, and I think that's a very big problem, unfortunately, and that's something that Tony Khan needs to. If Tony Khan can get out of this in a way where his company doesn't get hurt, I think I think Tony Khan will be fine. If Tony Khan has a situation where AEW is greatly impacted by all of these things, I'll be honest with you. It doesn't matter what anybody does. People are always going to look at CM Punk and the Elite as the downfall of AEW. So even if Tony Khan can't resolve this long term, if this stuff keeps happening, it doesn't matter what else happens in this company. This will be a legitimate point in which, historically speaking, people will look at AEW and say this was the moment that truly killed AEW. They're not going to point to the Cody Rhodes. They'll point to this moment. And by the way, I want to throw this up on the screen if I could. Give me 1 second because I retweeted it and I thought it was actually important because it's context. Let me pull it up. Let me screenshot it maybe. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Actually, you know what? I'll just throw it up on the screen. I can do a web video. Nope, screen capture. So if you guys can't see this, this was a tweet from Brandi Rhodes. I've been way too effing nice. So that was in response. That was at 8:54 p.m. September 7th, 2022. Now, what is this in response to, you might ask? Honestly, I really don't know. This was obviously taking place during AEW television, and this is a major thing. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are disappointed in what has happened here when it comes to AEW. And now Brandi Rhodes is somebody who hasn't been outspoken. Nobody's ever heard from Brandi or Cody. People are they're trying to figure out what the hell has happened here. So people will always look at this moment today, what has transpired this weekend. They will look at this as a turning point in the company if Tony Khan can't get it right. Shout out to FaZe Drippy for subscribing. We got another super chat for $4.99 from Cody. Cody Nippon says, so AEW and WWE both say they are live shows. Yeah, I live in Arizona and Dynamite hasn't even aired yet. Same thing with WWE shows. Any idea as to why? I don't know the exact specific reason for this, but I do know that there is a delay for West Coast. I don't know if that's consistently an every week thing either, but I do know it's been an issue historically speaking for shows for fans in the West Coast. There's always like some sort of tape delay or something like that. I don't know if there's like a specific reason for that though, but the time zone difference definitely causes an issue. I'm not sure why, unfortunately. However, I will tell you, it wasn't a disappointing episode. I just think it was they're trying to get back on track. So definitely interesting. Cody, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Hopefully we get a solution to that. I don't know if maybe like using satellite versus cable makes a difference, and I don't know if streaming makes a difference, But if you want, Cody, I could try to find out some more details for you, so that way you're not always delayed. But yeah, I know that's something that's been brought up to me before. So thank you, Cody, for the $4.99 super chat. Shout out to Josh Sotelo for subscribing. Thank you. We also got another super chat from Andre Benson. Andre Benson dropped a $2 super chat. New to the channel, tonight's show felt like a soft reset. I think that's the right way to describe it. Soft reset is great. Thank you, Andre, by the way, for stopping by the channel. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button yet, go ahead and do so. This channel is all about bringing you guys daily news, rumors, and analysis. I think there's a lot of wrestling channels who will throw some pictures up on the screen and just give you the news. I like to give you guys opinions. I like to do fantasy booking. I like to talk about logic. I like to talk about wrestling because I'm a fan of wrestling. But most importantly, I like to analyze wrestling based on my own standards. And sometimes you may agree, sometimes you may disagree, and that's okay. It's all about having conversation and chatting and building a community. So Andre Benson, thank you for your $2 super chat, and thank you for subscribing. I look forward to seeing you coming around more on these shows. We have a really awesome community. If you guys aren't in the Discord, again, the link is in the description. Very, very cool community that we're building. Very positive and very, very fun. So thank you again, Andre. Appreciate your contributions, and thank you so much. I could only say thank you so many times, but I'm thankful every time. So that's why, you guys might hear me just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, even for the little things, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. MGT wants me to talk about that MJF promo. Oh, we will talk about that promo in just a second. What is going on here? Exotic Oblivious, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that so very much. Did Myra just drop a 100 bomb as well? Okay, Myra just dropped a $100 super chat. Holy shit. You guys are really... Hey, next stream, we will have the super chat champions on the screen. All right? We're going to figure it out. I want you guys for your recognition, too. Myra dropped a $100 super chat. Hi, Nick. Hi, Albert. I acknowledge you from my island of relevancy. Cheers to the super chat battles that await. And I'm excited to sport my merch soon. Y'all go treat yourself too. You guys are crazy. You guys got beef, and the way you settle it is through super chats. You guys, oh my god, you guys are insane. You guys are literally freaking insane. Literally insane. So yeah, what I would say is thank you. Thank you, thank you. I don't know what to say to this because you're not even you're just dropping super chats and you're not even asking me to like talk about anything. But thank you, Myra. Thank you, Tattoo Nick. You guys are going off. Technically, just so everybody knows, Tattoo Nick dropped a $99.99 super chat. Myra, being petty as hell, dropped a $100 super chat. 1 penny difference. What a weird flex, dude. But thank you, Myra. I appreciate it seriously so much. Pepsi or Coke? I hate both. So we got 2 more super chats. We got one from Zachary, $1.99. AEW has many legends. Use them to your advantage, TK. Yeah, we talk about this so many times. We've talked about this so many times. I think he has a lot of great legends. Use them in the backstage area. Use them on TV. Tony Khan has done a really good job with legends. People forget, though, he no longer has... He no longer has... Tully Blanchard, so just kind of keep that in mind as well. But yeah, that should be interesting. That should be interesting how he goes about it, because yes, he needs to make some changes there. Zachary, thank you again for the $1.99 super chat. Albert Pons dropped a $5 super chat. I think tonight's episode felt like an early episode with the Death Triangle and Best Friends plus Dark Order, new gear, anything to it. Hopefully it means a push. Preston number 10 looked really good with the new mask. I thought that was really sick. I hope they go and do something with that. I don't know exactly what they have planned there, but I noticed the new gear. Johnny Hungy, absolutely funny. I don't know what they're trying to build with the Andrade stuff. It's like a really big question mark for me personally, but I did like the fact that they're trying to do something. So I hope they do something. I don't know exactly what that'll be, but yes, like I said, I think and I can't remember who said in the chat, but they said it was kind of like an early reset. Kind of felt like a soft reset. And I think that's the best way to describe it. So, yes. Thank you, Albert, for the $5 super chat. We got 2 new subs. We got Venome Keller. Also, Armando Armando. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I'm sorry if I didn't. Armando Jones has become a member. Shout out to you, Armando. If you're not in Discord, make sure you join the Discord server. The link's in the description. I want to get you in the VIP section with everybody else. Definitely thanks to you for becoming a member. Also, the Slam is available every month, 24 hours early for members. Definitely pay attention to that so you don't miss it. Thank you, my friend. Shout out to Shane Davies. Super chatting $4.99. No, I lied. I am so sorry. I lied. Shane Davies has super chatted $9.99. Love from Ireland, almost 4 a.m. here. Ango, do you think actions of everyone involved will force company to stop revolving all parties and build new stars? Yes, I do. Actually, in fact, I think the company should just fire them all. I know that kind of pisses people off, but I actually do believe that everybody should be fired in this situation. So I think this should be a great reset. I think you need to fire the people involved that got physical. I think you need to fire CM Punk for his behavior of embarrassing the company and embarrassing himself. And I think what you need to do is just continue to focus on building new stars. Daniel Garcia is the ROH Pure Champion. Okay? We should be talking about that absolute wonderful match. We should not be talking about drama. But unfortunately, everything for the next few days will essentially be people will talk about this stuff because they won't be talking about the good stuff because they're going to be talking about the drama. See how that impacts the company. If I'm Tony Khan, I go for the great reset. Yes, it's going to have a lot of business implications. Yes, it might impact things in the company. I understand it's a lot easier said than done, and I understand that a lot of people on the internet would disagree with me for saying fire all of them, but that is what I believe should be done. That's my opinion. Shane, thank you for showing love from Ireland. I can't believe you're up at 4 a.m. right now. Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you for watching tonight live on YouTube when you don't have to. I appreciate that. Shout out to Give Me More Pizza for subscribing. Thank you. Albert Ponce dropped a super chat for $5. Me, Nick, and Zach are the three, but Myra is the one. We are plotting battles. LOL. Good luck, guys. Good luck. I don't know what to tell you, man. Good luck. You guys all need good luck. You guys got to figure out that amongst yourselves. You guys, yeah, that's your battles. I don't know who the hell's going to win. I'm not making predictions, and yeah. Armando, no, I lied. Tattoo Nick, thank you, Albert, by the way, for the $5 super chat. Tattoo Nick has just dropped $1.99. I don't want to see the Dark Order fall apart, and I'm with you on that. Just like Best Friends and the Lucha Bros and obviously Death Triangle, right? I feel like they should definitely not fall apart. I'm scared that they will. There's something about this group that scares me. Maybe it's number 10, Preston. Maybe he gets repackaged or goes solo. I don't know. There's no continuity there with Hangman Page tonight, which I thought was kind of interesting. I was kind of bummed about that a little bit. But I think right now when it comes to the Dark Order, I would like to see them in the trios contention. The fact that they didn't get a championship match when they lost to the group, to the Elite, I thought that was kind of bothersome because at least they were the number one contender. Like, why didn't they get this opportunity again? But again, I'm going to cut Tony Khan some slack. I didn't agree with that decision, but I got to cut them some slack. Thank you, Tattoo Nick, for the $1.99. Armando Jones dropping a $5 super chat. Thoughts on Thunder Rosa release request? And if they fire Punk, do they also fire the Bucks and Kenny? It's hard to say what they do. I believe that they should fire the Bucks and Kenny. I believe they should fire Thunder Rosa. No, Thunder Rosa. What am I saying? CM Punk. I don't think they should fire Thunder Rosa. Everybody who watches my channel knows I am incredibly happy as a fan of Thunder Rosa. As far as her release request, the rumor is that was actually not accurate whatsoever. Whoever put out that report, it's been said that was a very phony report. I'm not sure about it. I didn't hear much about it. But what I did hear was that was not true. So, if she did actually request her release, I don't think that's a good idea. But I can understand why she would, because since she won the title, the booking has been absolute garbage. But again, it's really hard to say. But yes, if you're going to fire Punk, I think you got to fire the Bucks. I think you got to fire everybody else at that point. The ones who got physical, for sure. Thank you, Armando, for the $5 super chat. Shout out to Rick Corrales for becoming a member. Appreciate that, my friend. If you're not in the Discord, make sure you get in so I can add you to VIP. Shout out to Devin's World for super chatting $10. Raw is on at 5 o'clock and SmackDown is on at 7 o'clock. Those are the times to watch. And Dynamite is on at 6 o'clock, but it's not live in Arizona. But SmackDown is and Raw is. So SmackDown and Raw are live on the West Coast. Is that what I'm seeing? On the West Coast, they're live at normal, and then AEW isn't. I don't understand how it works with AEW, because in the West Coast, which actually would make sense, because if their ratings are lower, that would make sense, because obviously the time zones are different, the time slots. That's something I didn't think about. What state are you in, by the way? And thank you again, Devin's World, for the super chat. I appreciate it, my friend. Wacky Diamond, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that as well. Unbelievable night. Give me 1 second. Okay, Justin Kennington dropped a $10 super chat. Mox should be world champion. He got screwed at All Out. Punk is a cancer to the wrestling business. Yeah, I mean, see how much it all screwed up things for AEW? Isn't that what's crazy about all of this? It definitely screwed up things for AEW. And it screwed up things for the fans. It screwed up things for a lot of people. Whether or not you like Moxley, you kind of have to feel for the guy. The Moxley Punk thing was a disaster build to begin with. And then it's like Punk just like that whole behavior from the press conferences were just such a terrible behavior to show to your audience, to your advertising partners, to your colleagues. Terrible, man. Terrible. Professionally speaking, I was incredibly disappointed by that. Professionally speaking. On a personal level, I'd never talked to CM Punk or had a conversation with CM Punk in my life. I can't tell you if he's a good guy, bad guy, anything like that. That's the thing. So now I'm in a situation where as I watch these shows, I am speaking about the professional aspect of what has transpired. And that, unfortunately, it's just not good, man. Not good. Justin, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Joseph Whitley for subscribing. Thank you for the subscription. Shout out to Armando Jones, OTF AMJ 1738 on Twitch. So I am on Twitch, but only for games. For YouTube, I will be doing all my live shows, wrestling talk, live series, all that good stuff. It's way more of a different experience here and just absolutely cool to connect with you guys. It makes it a little bit easier too because I'm live and making content, and yeah, very cool. I see that's one thing I got to get used to too, Armando. People who are on Twitch and YouTube might have different usernames like you did. So yeah, that's like one tough thing to kind of figure out. Let's see. But thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Nate, the head of Talent TV. Jesus, dude. Why'd you got to change your name? I don't think Punk wants anything to do with you. No offense, but Punk wants the big one, and he'll be interviewed by Wrestle Geeks or someone. Oh, I don't want to interview CM Punk. I'm not really interested in a sit-down interview with CM Punk. I mean, it would be cool, sure. Would my channel benefit from it? Absolutely. But in terms of the type of interviews that I want to do, there's a lot of people I would like to sit down and talk with, and I don't really want to necessarily talk wrestling with them either. That's one of the things I want to do differently about wrestlers and like interviewing wrestlers, for sure. So, you guys want me to? I see the chat. Scissor me, daddy ass. That shirt is crazy. Cody just dropped a $4.99 super chat. Going forward, can you give a quick fantasy booking for AEW's women's division? And is the Slam weekly or monthly? It's weekly every Wednesday, 24 hours early on YouTube. Also available on Spotify and Apple Podcast. But you get it 24 hours early on YouTube. So Tuesdays you get it as a VIP member. On Wednesdays you get it as a regular viewer. As far as fantasy booking the AEW women's division, I mean, right now, I think there's a lot of potential around Athena, Jade Cargill, Thunder Rosa, Toni Storm. It's tough to fantasy book this, but I think what you should do at this point, there's clearly a void. I would have Jamie Hayter as the one to take out Toni Storm. So if I'm going to fantasy book the women's division, I'm going to have Jamie Hayter take out Britt Baker, get her shot at the top, end up beating Toni Storm, become the next champion. Jamie Hayter goes on a lengthy run for about 4, 5, 6 months, maybe drops it at like AEW Revolution or something like that, or Double or Nothing. And then I would like Jade Cargill to hold the TBS championship until then. And I think if she holds the TBS championship until then, she needs to vacate her belt and then take the championship from Jamie Hayter. That's what I would do if I was AEW. Shout out to Cody for the $5 super chat. We also got another $5 super chat from Devin's World. Again, sorry, had to do something. I actually live in Arizona. That's why I know. There you go. So that probably answers the question, which is absolutely helpful. So, yeah, the West Coast thing has always been something interesting to me because I live on the East Coast. So I don't really know exactly how that works or what comes out of it. But, yeah, that's interesting. That kind of sucks. I mean, I'm sure there's ways around that. I don't know the ways around that. I'm not too familiar with all that kind of stuff, to be honest. Maybe there's not a way around that, honestly, now that I think about it. But if there is, hopefully you guys can figure it out. Because on the West Coast, that sucks. Especially on a night like tonight where, you know, Tony Khan is promoting his announcement. Like, you can't even watch it at that point because you're 3 hours behind. That sucks. Thank you, Devin's World, for the super chat again. Appreciate that big time. Let's see. Do you think Roman Reigns will beat Bruno's title reign? No. Armando says, why did Moxley and Jericho receive buys from the tournament? I don't think it was explained. This was asked earlier. I don't think it was necessarily explained, but obviously they're former champions. Maybe because they were like the first two champions or something. I don't know exactly why. I don't recall them mentioning it or talking about it. As far as them being given the buys, I don't mind it, honestly. I really don't. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how they uncover that, because if you're AEW in this situation, what exactly do you do here? What exactly do you do here if you're AEW trying to crown a new champion at a time where nobody really knows exactly what's happening with CM Punk or Kenny and anything? You guys got to remember, prior to all this going down, there was plans for Kenny Omega to come back and eventually become champion again. There was talks of AEW wanting to put the strap all over Kenny Omega at some point. There's been a lot of rumors about championship reigns. So now what do you do when you got your top guys out? And how do you bring Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, or CM Punk back? People will always have this associated with them that eventually when they become a champion or do anything, people will turn on them. I mean, you're already starting to sense it tonight. People already started booing Tony Khan before his announcement. So why did they receive buys? I don't think it was properly explained, unfortunately, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. These two guys have been trying to help around backstage, and they've been trying to get this company fixed. So I'm not too upset about it. Thank you, Armando, for your $5 super chat. Appreciate it, brother. Let's see. Do you think Tony Khan will become a better boss because of this? I hope so. It would be nice if he became a better boss for this. Like I said, it's a very difficult situation. And one thing about me as a fan of wrestling, it's really hard to criticize his product tonight. There was some really good stuff. There were some things I did not like. I'll be honest, there were some things I was not happy with. But he's in a tough situation. How do you book around that? How do you figure that out? You know, between talent meetings, possibly firing people, investigations, possible legal stuff. With all of that talk that is surrounding the product, how do you even, by the way, and Tony Khan has the Jaguars, and he has Fulham, and he has like a trillion other businesses. This guy is going to have a lot on his plate. It's very difficult, man. It's very difficult. It is so difficult, man. It's a tough spot, and it's hard to criticize his product when it's like, these guys just freaking ruined half of his shit, you know? They really ruined it. They really screwed up. And it's ridiculous. Shout out to Raymond Gomez for the subscription. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. We are coming up on 11 o'clock. It's 10:56. If anybody has any super chats or super stickers that they want to drop, go ahead and do so now. I don't want you to do that when I'm not live, because then I can't read your stuff. I feel bad. It happens every single time. Literally every single time. I get off the stream and there's like a super chat, and then I don't get to read it. Then I forget to check. So please, we're going to get off in 4 minutes. If you guys want to drop one, do it now. Or you could drop it after. I just won't be able to read it. What are the conditional terms in Malachi's release? We don't know. There's no details on it. Unfortunately, there's not. But what I will say is that more than likely it's going to be a non-compete clause. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, that was a super chat. Let's see where that is. Albert Pons dropped a $5 super chat. As much as losing Kenny in the Bucks, because I won't mention Punk, TK has the talent to turn the ship around. Now let's just get it done. Yep, we all know this. We know he has a great roster. I've never complained about his roster before. We know he has a fantastic roster. I think he has a good roster, but that's why you got to be focusing on them, right? If he was focusing on them for the last 3 years, if he was focusing on that roster for the last 3 years, Tony Khan would not have an issue here. But the problem is he hasn't necessarily done that, so it kind of puts him in a weird situation. But yes, I agree. He could do it. I think he has the ability to do it. I hope he does it. Let's get it done. It's going to be a challenge. It's not going to be easy, but he's got William Regal, Big Show, Mark Henry. He's got a lot of people there. So very, very interesting situation that he has. I hope it works out. Thank you, Albert, for the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Shane Davies dropping another $9.99. Do you think AEW should do what Impact does with the X Division with TBS and TNT Championship, respectively, but cash it in for an interim championship match in their respective divisions? Not for an interim championship, but I've said even for WWE, Impact, or AEW, the idea that if you win the Intercontinental Championship or the TNT Championship, the idea that you can cash in your championship belt, you can vacate it for a guaranteed championship match would be something I would totally be cool with. I think that's what makes the X Division belt really cool. Option C. I think AEW, out of all companies, could pull it off in a great way because you have somebody like Wardlow right now who holds the TNT Championship. And keep in mind, you have the Joker stuff happening. So MJF has a guaranteed championship as well. I would have just put him in the finals for a Grand Slam. Apparently, AEW is not trying to rush that for whatever reason. Not sure why, but it is what it is. But yeah, Shane, I definitely agree. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Chaotic Samurai, thank you for subscribing. Myra just dropped $10. Last one goes to Robin. Good night, y'all. Good night, Myra. Thank you all. Guys, thank you all for your super chats tonight. Thank you all for your chat and your engagement. Absolutely incredible stream tonight. Not a bad episode, not a great episode. We could sit here and nitpick, but of course, under these circumstances, it's just a really shitty situation for Tony Khan, and hopefully next week will be a little bit different. Thank you all for stopping by tonight. I appreciate you all for stopping by tonight. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Spike your hair.